What's up, everybody? It's Recovery Kid Seth here for some more Fat Loss 101 tonight. So, work smarter, not harder. I mean, it sounds like an obvious statement, but I think that when it comes to losing weight, people don't utilize the same idea. I mean, like when you're at work, instead of carrying the heavy thing all the way across the building, you're going to get a hand truck to move it across, because that's a lot easier. Why bust your back if you don't have to? Well, the same thing comes to losing weight. Like, why would you punish yourself and make it harder than it needs to be? Why? But people do it constantly. Like, girls eating 800 calories a day, doing 2 hours of cardio. I mean, just ridiculous things. Just people just punishing themselves to try to get fit and get lean, when it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, first off, when you start dieting, you don't want to go super low calories. You want to eat as many calories as you can while losing weight. And then once you hit a plateau and your weight stalls, then you either up your activity or you decrease your calories a little bit, or a little bit of both, depending on how much exercise you're already doing, because you can only do so much exercise before it starts becoming hard on you and you're gonna burn out really fast. And you can only starve yourself so much. So ideally, you want to do as little effort as you can while still getting results. And that way you don't crash your metabolism by going on some starvation diet, and you don't drastically impair your metabolic rate, and don't hurt your body by doing endless hours of cardio. So that being said, some tips and tricks to make it easier, like the way that I go about it, because I would rather do it smarter than harder, is walking. Forget jogging. I hate jogging. Jogging sucks. So I go for long walks. Long walks are easy. It's not hard at all. It doesn't require willpower. Put on my music and just go. And I can still burn a lot of calories every day by just doing lots of walking, if you have the time. Not everybody has time to walk hours out of the day like I do, but I do have time. That's when I put on educational ebooks or music, and I'll just educate myself or entertain myself as I'm walking. So rather than doing the same thing sitting on my couch, I just get up on my feet and walk as I'm entertaining myself, to me, it's a much better way of doing it than going to the gym and hopping on the treadmill for 45 minutes and running 5-6 miles. Yeah, obviously you're gonna burn more calories in 30 minutes by jogging than walking, but it's way harder, and it increases your appetite a lot when you do strenuous cardio. And so it's gonna be way harder to try to stick to your calorie budget when you're hungrier. And go for a long walk, and it doesn't increase your appetite at all. So yeah, that's why I walk instead of jog. And another thing, as far as dieting smarter and not harder, is don't set unnecessary rules, like I can't eat bread ever, or I can't eat dairy ever, or I can't eat carbs after 8 p.m. or any of those nonsense rules. Obviously there's going to be health benefits from not eating a bunch of wheat and not eating a bunch of dairy. Some people have allergies, and just for your overall health, they don't provide very much nutrition. So you're best to find healthier sources of food, but doesn't mean you have to avoid everything all the time. Everything in moderation. It doesn't sound sexy. It's not the answer that people want. People want a simple answer and solution to their fat loss. If I just don't eat carbs, I'll lose weight, or if I just go paleo, I'll lose weight, or if I just don't eat dairy and wheat, I'll lose weight. And none of that is true if you're still eating too much food. All that matters is making sure you're in a caloric deficit. That's all that matters. And obviously, if you want to maintain your muscle mass, you need to make sure you're getting enough protein in too. But other than that, that's the only two things that matter. So don't set restrictions on yourself. Like, flexible dieting is the way to go. Like, if you want to be healthy, but you still want to enjoy the most delicious food, just make 80 to 90% of your diet come from whole, unprocessed, nutrient-dense sources like fruit, vegetables, high-quality protein, healthy fats, healthy carbohydrate sources like the good starches like potatoes, sweet potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, oatmeal. Butternut squash. There's some delicious starchy carbohydrates that are very good for your health, actually, that don't need to be avoided. They're going to be better choices than like bread, pasta, white rice, and whatnot. But you shouldn't tell yourself that you can't ever have those, because you start labeling foods good foods and bad foods, you just start making dieting way harder on yourself. Because if you try to stick to your clean eating program where you only eat chicken, rice, and broccoli or whatnot, like you're just gonna crave those foods that you don't allow yourself to have even more. You set restrictions on something, it makes you just want it even more. And then when you do eventually cave and give in, because that's what you really want to eat when it comes down to it, eventually you are gonna eat it, and good luck stopping once you start if you haven't eaten it forever, because you've made it out to be this amazing thing, and now you go to eat it and it is this amazing thing, and you just binge and binge, eat until you're so sick and full and then disgusted with yourself, and then you go and starve yourself the next day and do hours of cardio to try to undo the damage you just did. And it's just a vicious cycle. So to avoid that in the first place, do flexible dieting. You want to be healthy, eat your big salad and your chicken first, and then have your bowl of ice cream afterwards, and don't feel guilty about it. Like that, this is something I like about the If It Fits Your Macros approach. Like, they recognize like you can lose weight while eating ice cream and pizza. Like, you can do it, you just got to hit your macros. And so that's why I like to adopt that part of If It Fits Your Macros. But I like to eat healthy, so I eat my vegetables first, and then I reward myself with dessert afterwards. And another thing, don't think like that you have to stick to like a set meal plan. Like, that's why it's called flexible dieting. You can switch it up, like make your food delicious. Yeah, just don't set restrictions on anything. Eat healthy foods if you care about your health, which you should. But don't feel guilty about eating something that's not necessarily healthy. Like, it's okay, you're only human. And if a majority of your diet comes from nutrient-dense sources, a little bit of food that doesn't necessarily contain nutrients is not going to hurt you. All that matters, because you can only eat so much vegetables before you're just getting way out of hand with your fiber and everything. Like, obviously, eating 7, 8, 10 cups of vegetables a day is going to be awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're eating 20 cups of vegetables every day, like, that's just unnecessary. Like, you don't need that many vitamins. Like, there's a limit. Like, there's a point of diminishing returns, basically. Like, I guess it's not going to hurt you, but there's just no need for it. You could still enjoy some food that's not necessarily full of nutrients while losing weight, like, big time. And don't feel guilty about it whatsoever, because if you can't make it enjoyable and you can't enjoy the process and just make it easier on yourself, then you're not going to stick to it. And when you get down to your weight, and if you do make it down to the weight that you want to be at, you're probably just going to be like, well, that sucked. Now I'm going to eat the way I used to eat. And then you're going to gain all the weight back. And then you're just going to yo-yo diet, and you're going to get fat, and you're going to hate it. And then you're going to try to start dieting again, when this all could be avoided by just finding an easy, enjoyable way to get the weight off. So then when you get there, You just keep doing what you were doing, but now you get to eat a little bit more to maintain, and it's win-win. So that's all I want to say tonight really is, like, when it comes to dieting, getting fit, do it smarter, not harder. Like, you gotta save that willpower. Like, honestly, you make it as easy as possible. So then you just have way more willpower to tackle other things in life that are really more important than your getting a great physique. I mean, getting a great physique is awesome, but there's other things in life that are much more important. Like, chase your dreams, find the hobbies that you really do love and enjoy, and save your willpower and your time and energy for those things. Like, if you can make dieting as simple and as easy and less time consuming and thought provoking as possible, the better. So that's all it really comes down to, I think, if you want to do it, enjoy it, and maintain it. So yeah, I hope you guys like what I had to say. So I'm all hyped up on ice cream right now. For some reason, I just, loaded up on carbs tonight, and I'm just feeling it. So yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome. And I'm out.